Many of us don't know, and hopefully we will never know what it's like to live after losing a child. How do you get out of bed the next day? How do you put one foot in front of the other? How do you breathe?
Well, Lois Burton of Hebron has lived that life for 30 years. It was on this very day back in 1990 that her 18-year-old son was murdered. His killer was caught, convicted, and eventually executed for killing 3 young people in all. It's been a tough 30 years for Lois, but as I found out when I visited her last week, keeping busy and giving back has made each day a little easier.
This is like therapy.
Lois Burton of Hebron loves to tend to her gardens.
I have about 5 or 6 gardens.
Every flower, every leaf, and every trinket is a reminder of the love she has for her son.
Greg was the first child, and I look at it like that Greg and I grew up together.
Greg was born when Lois was only 16.
His father and I, we just were both way too young when we got married.
He was not much older than that when he was murdered in 1990.
Greg was my child. I gave birth to him. I had 18 years with him. No one in this world should lose a child.
It wasn't long after his death Lois found a way to cope.
After his death, I received a lot of money in the mail from people that just were trying to reach out and support me and help me.
She says Greg wanted to go into the Navy and be an underground welder.
So I put it in an envelope and I mailed it to Parkside CTE for the welding department. And in the letter I said that I would like for you to buy supplies for the welding department in memory of Greg. And about a week later I got the money back and I thought, wow, this is very unusual. And inside was a letter that said, we think we know what you're trying to say, so we would like you to start a scholarship.
And each year since, Lois has found ways to raise money to provide a $1,000 scholarship for someone to further their welding career.
And this person then has to go out and use the money for tools or to further their education in welding.
This year is especially tough with COVID restrictions. A planned cornhole tournament won't be happening.
So I started taking the leftover material that I had from quilts and doing other odds and ends.
So Lois is making masks and selling t-shirts,
which are not time consuming, but they can be tedious and difficult at times.
Lois surrounds herself with memories of her son, and although nothing will ever heal the hole that losing Greg has left in her heart, she does find some comfort in helping others.
Over the years, I've had to figure out how to deal with this issue because I never got to say goodbye to Greg.
She's also making sure that her grandchildren know who Greg was. Each year, Lois is given a butterfly from a group called Compassion Friends. She puts that butterfly on a tree.
Every year at Christmas time, we go to the Trinity United Methodist Church in Salisbury, and they give each and every one of us that have lost a child a butterfly to hang on a tree. And so over the years, I have about 30 of different ones all over the tree, and my grandchildren go with me. They enjoy to go up front, and then what they do is they take the butterfly and they come back and they hang them on the tree.
Lois says she doesn't think she'll ever get closure, but as long as she keeps busy raising money for the scholarship, she will also keep his memory alive.
And as Lois mentioned, the Greg Taylor Scholarship Fund is set up through the Community Foundation of the Eastern Shore. You can contribute through them, or if you would like to buy a t-shirt or a mask or contribute in any way, you can also contact Lois directly. Her phone number is 410-726-1623.